Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is my what I got for my birthday video, and my birthday was actually back in June, but I didn't have the time to film this video in June, and now it's already July. So excited and impatient to actually get these things open so I can finally start using them. And I'm actually very happy with what I got for my birthday this year because I managed to check a few items off of my wish list. One of those being this Louis Vuitton item right here. This is actually the most recent one that I got. This was not available at the time of my birthday, but I got it recently, so I'm going to just count this as part of my birthday gifts or belated birthday gift, whatever you want to call it. And I think I've talked about this bag so much in recent videos, not necessarily the specific one, but the specific style, and it's totally up my alley. Some of you guys might already know what this is. So here's the dust bag. It's a little bit different from, I feel what is their more common dust bag that they have with a lot of their just bags and accessories and everything in general. So it is something a little bit different. So in here we have the Capucines Mini. So this is what it looks like, and I feel it might be a little bit washed out on camera right now, but it's actually a three-tone colored bag. So the handle right here is kind of I want to say it's white, or maybe just also slightly off-white, and then kind of the body of the bag is sort of a very light cream color, and then the flap is actually, let me take it out so you can see more of it. The flap is this really light blue color, and it's just so gorgeous. And what's very special about this bag is, well, I feel a lot of Capucines bags have their own special charm to each individual bag, but this one does come with a leather strap. It's in the same color as the body of the bag itself. And then on top of that, what is truly unique about this is it comes with this second chain strap. And if I get closer to the camera, you guys can see that on this strap, there's actually 5 flowers on it. The Louis Vuitton flowers. I don't know what they're called. So there's this one right here. This is in that same kind of creamy color, and then this one right here matches the blue that's on the flap, and then in the center right here it's a white one, and then it just kind of repeats symmetrically. And once I saw that this bag came with this extra chain strap on it, I was okay, I want this. So this was back last year. There was basically this exact bag, but it was in kind of a 3-tone pink heavy color scheme, and it also had this chain strap on it. And I tried to get my hands on that bag, and I just couldn't find the perfect one. And when you're paying $500 give or take on a bag, you really want it to be perfect. So I just couldn't, I couldn't get myself to keep that bag. So I guess ever since then, I've been kind of looking for one that had a similar type of look to it, it had the same strap. And earlier this year, they actually came out with one that was very, very similar. It also had this chain strap, but it was slightly different because there was this lock detail on it. And I was just I'm not sure about that. I don't think it looks quite as classic as the strap looks. So I'm very glad I waited. I guess the only thing I would say about this bag, if I was being a little bit nitpicky, because I'm very honest with you guys, is I wish this strap was thinner. Yeah, the thicker one is probably more comfortable, but frankly, this bag is so tiny. I don't think you really need such a thick strap. And also, I kind of feel a thinner strap would just go nicer with this bag too. So that's my only complaint, but ultimately I do intend on using this chain strap with this bag basically all the time. I don't intend for this to be a crossbody bag. I'm mainly going to like have it on the crook of my arm like this, or handheld. Or what's great about this chain strap, like I know so much about this already because I already had that like experience with like the pink version of this. The great thing about this, let me take off this sticker first so I could hang it on the bag. The great thing about this specific chain strap is you could actually carry this over your shoulder, and even when you're not using it, you could just like leave it hanging on your bag, and it's like this really nice extra little like accessory on it. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. Like usually I don't like having like a chain hanging, even for like the Chanel bags, like my mini top handle right over there. Even with that bag, if I'm not using the chain strap, I usually like to have it tucked into the bag, but I actually don't mind this strap showing on the bag because it's just so pretty. So you have these two little D-rings on the side that you can hook it on, and then you see how it just like hangs, but it's not hanging so low like if you have the Chanel chains, they're like dropped all the way down there, and it's basically dragging on the floor if you were to like leave that hanging. So usually in the rare instances that I have the chain hanging for those, I have to like hold on to it, but that's not the case with this. It just looks really nice when it's hanging like this, and then it makes it really easy for you to like switch this to like a shoulder bag too, if you can kind of see, right? It's just easy to use, and I love that about this. I just really love this design so much. It's so pretty, and clearly I have a thing for blue right now. Over there, this was a recent bag purchase too, my Fendi Peekaboo I See You. But all the shades of blue in my collection are kind of different. And also what's great about this is that it's not so prominent, so you can tie in like little blue details into your outfits, but like, you know, the rest of the colors on this bag is just so neutral. And also for some reason, I don't own a cream color bag yet, so this is just a great addition to my collection. And then actually what I have to unbox from Cleef Arpels goes very nicely with this. So let me do that next. So there's two boxes from Cleef Arpels, and I actually don't know which is which because my sales associate actually sent me a candle for my birthday. She does that like pretty often, like for holidays and my birthday, she usually sends over a little gift. So I have like a decent amount of candles from Cleef Arpels now. I don't know which box is which though. I actually think this is the candle, so let's open that really quickly. Oh wow, it's like very well packed in here. So I guess so. It was mailed to me, so I guess so it doesn't break in transit. Oh, this is so pretty. Look, it's like it's probably the biggest candle I've got from her yet. Wow, it is so gorgeous. It's like this lavender colored box, and I'm assuming this is some astrology thing, because I see like those symbols. I'm not very familiar with astrology, but okay, so this is, let me take off this first. So it is the Gemini one, and that is like my sign, so I guess they probably give like a different one for different signs, depending on when your birthday is. There's no description of the scent right here. I wonder if it's on the inside, so let me just open that really quickly for you guys. How am I supposed to open this? Okay. Okay, so this, it's so pretty. Even like the inside of the jar, actually this is like the back of it, but like the whole jar is that same kind of like purple color. I would say that this jar actually looks a little bit more pinkish compared to like the more like lilac-y lavender tone on the box, but it's so gorgeous. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed with this. And it says Gemini, expressive, vigorous, adaptable, open-minded, full of humor and effervescent, playful, sociable, insatiable curiosity, jack of all trades, intellectual, imaginative, charming, cerebral, unpredictable. This is so funny. I feel like whenever you read about like traits associated with Gemini, it's usually like the unpredictable one that comes up. But yeah, I love that they actually picked like great adjectives to describe the sign, because usually I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, and I'm not like truly big on like astrology either, so I might be like totally mistaken with this, but I feel like usually like the adjectives that are used to describe Geminis are not the greatest. Yeah, so that's the candle, and then it even comes with this lid, and the lid kind of matches the rest of the jar. So this is what the entire thing looks like. This is so stunning, let me tell you. Still no description of what the candle scent is anywhere, and I don't know. I'm not good at like figuring out scents, so yeah, I'm not going to attempt to, because like I'm probably going to describe it wrong. But yeah, this is really, really gorgeous. So yeah, another candle to my collection, which is like, it's just growing and growing, because I have a lot, but my husband doesn't really like having things like burning. So usually I just like have candles on display. And yeah, there's just a lot of them at this point, but at the same time, I almost can't stop buying them either whenever there's like, especially new diptyque candles. I can't seem to stop buying those. Anyway, so here's the other Van Cleef Arpels box that wasn't really visible there. So this is actually the item that I was talking about that kind of matches that bag. So the top here is, ignore that. That was unexpected. So here on the top is like the booklet. Let me just quickly see what's in here. It's probably just the paperwork, right? Like the certificate of authenticity. Yep, that's in here. And then there is the receipt. Oh, they also gave a cleaning kit too. So they don't always give these. I think they're like in high demand, and they just don't get enough of these. So yeah, this one came with the cleaning kit too. And then we have this box right here that's tied down. I'm trying to find a good way to like open this. Oh, the whole thing is just coming off. Let me just do this right here. So here's the box. And then I always ask my sales associate to give like the actual boxes, not like sometimes they're like giving these like more so like pouches now. Honestly, I've never seen one of those in person, because I was just like, I don't want those. Make sure you give me an actual box. So that's what she's always done. And then in here, oh, okay, that was just like the little like padding they have. But here's the necklace. It's the Magic Alhambra long necklace with the blue chalcedony stone, and it's in white gold. And you see why I say I think it would look really nice with that bag, because there is that blue on the flap right here. So let me see. I mean, they're not exactly the same shade of blue, but it's pretty darn close, I gotta say. Hope you guys can kind of like see that. So, oh hey, and I didn't notice, but like that flower at Louis Vuitton is kind of like, you know, it's got like 4 petals on it, so it looks like the clover. This is like such a perfect match, and I did not expect for this to be like this great of a match together. It took me a while to decide whether I wanted this one or the one in rose gold and gray mother of pearl, because honestly I like both of them. And maybe in the future I might get that one too, who knows. But I was like, between these two, which do I want to get first? And ultimately I did decide on this one, basically like right before the price increase happened. Was it towards the end of May? I can't remember the exact date anymore, but like there was a recent price increase at Van Cleef Arpels. And yeah, I guess like finally decided like right before the price increase, and I put down a deposit because they didn't have it in stock at the time. and she was like, okay, it's going to take like, did she say 6 weeks? I think she said 6 weeks. But then it came like in 2 weeks, and I was like, awesome. This birthday gift came right on time. So this is how I intend on wearing it. And partially what made me choose the Chalcedony one over the Grey Mother of Pearl was that the Grey Mother of Pearl is just kind of like opaque. And yes, it's really pretty because you do have that kind of like iridescence from the Mother of Pearl, like the sheeting from the Mother of Pearl, but it's more of like a solid color in a way, whereas for this one, it's a little bit translucent. So I think maybe I can't do that without taking it off. But like if it's like against my hand, it actually looks a little bit more lavender, but if it's against like a white backdrop, like the shirt, then it looks a little bit more blue. And that changes depending on like what color shirt you're wearing underneath too. So I thought that it was like a really nice way to kind of like change up the look of the stone just depending on what you're wearing it with. And yeah, like I said, goes really nicely with this bag. So very happy with these two purchases. Now, before I get into like that giant bag right there from Chanel, just wanted to quickly show you another like much smaller item from Chanel that I picked up, which I don't need, but it was a little bit of FOMO that got me. So recently they came out with their kind of like limited edition version of their No. 5 Low perfume. So this is kind of like a more modern take on their very classic No. 5, which I do have in like their typical standard bottle. And I don't personally really wear that perfume. It's more so one that I just kind of like spray on like scarves and stuff, so it kind of gets that scent, but it doesn't like, I don't know what the right word is, but like I don't really like it like on my body like when it's like freshly sprayed, but when there's just like a little hint of it on like my scarves, I actually really like that. But this is supposed to be like a more modern take on it that's in a way like less old lady like, but honestly I never bothered to like buy another one until they came out with this one, because yeah, like I said, it totally got me. And it's all down to the shape of the perfume bottle. Like I didn't care to get like this version of the No. 5 perfume with the same bottle, because I was like, I already have it, but this is kind of different because it's like a different shaped bottle. Let me just open it for you guys so you can see what the bottle looks like. You can actually see like an outline of it on the box itself. But essentially they took the shape of their lotions and they applied it to this perfume, and isn't this just so adorable? Yeah, I think it's so cute. It's like the perfect size. Like, look at that, it's so adorable. And yeah, I just think it's really cute. Let me see if I could like, yeah, there's not really a scent here. I'm like kind of afraid to like spray this because I have like leather products all over me right now. Maybe if I kind of like scoot the bag aside a little bit, I could like spritz this on. It definitely does still have a lot of that kind of like fragrance DNA of the normal No. 5, but it's not as overpowering. Definitely I would say like that's pretty accurate, saying this is like a more modern version of that. It's a little fresher smelling, a little less like baby powder like, I guess. Yeah, I think I would actually wear this. It's just so cute, and it's kind of like fun to just like hold. It's like if you get like fidgety, right? This could be something you could play around with. Okay, so the last item, which is back here, and this was actually like the Louis Vuitton bag and then this necklace. These were in like some shape or form on my wish list for the year, but this item from Chanel was not. There was this bag that kept growing on me and growing on me, and eventually I did in fact get it. And this I actually did end up waiting online for on launch day, but this color was totally unexpected because I did not have this on my radar whatsoever. It didn't look that nice in photos, if I'm being completely honest. But when I saw it in person, I was like, you know what? I actually really like this. So I'm going to just like spoil it for you guys while I open it. It is the Chanel Kelly bag, which is kind of like their most popular seasonal bag at the moment, I feel like. And for the 24A collection, it was supposed to come out in like a bunch of different colors, and also some like fabric versions too. So of all the different ones, the one that I was the most interested in was the gray one. And then I was like, okay, like the black one is very classic too. So since I sold my black classic flap with the gold hardware, I was like, okay, maybe I would be interested in adding, you know, the Chanel Kelly Nano Shopper. That Nano Shopper is actually like the official name. And I was like, okay, maybe like I could, you know, get the gray one or the black one. But then when I got there, like people were a little bit like intense about this. People were lining up like way in advance, and by the time I made it into the boutique, they only had 2 left. One of them was the tweed one, the fabric tweed one, and then the other one is this one that I ended up getting. And yeah, I basically got the last one that they had in this color, and this is so hard to hold up. How am I going to do this? So the one that I got is, I thought it would be visible by now. Anyways, it's in here, and it's this brown colored one. I'm doing a horrible job at revealing this bag. So it's this brown one right here, and it's just such a pretty color. Like it looks so much better in person than in photos, let me tell you guys. This is what it looks like. So yeah, it's like much darker brown than I would say like the typical kind of like caramel brown color. It's like much darker than that. And yeah, it just has this like, to me it has this like vintage vibe to it, and the Kelly bag also has this like vintage look to it too. So I thought it just went like so perfectly together. Let me just also unwrap the chain to show you guys what that looks like. So this is the chain. It's kind of like a thin chain. Even though it's not detachable, it actually slots very nicely inside the bag. So you could just have that out of the way if you wanted to. I'm actually really glad that I went there on launch day, because this would have never been on my radar otherwise. If I just kept seeing this in photos, I would just be like, not for me, because usually browns are not like the first color on my radar like ever. But yeah, I'm so happy with this, and I realized I never showed you the interiors of either bags. So the inside of this, let me take out the strap again. So it's kind of small inside. At the front you get this open slip pocket. At the back there is a zippered one, and it is leather lined inside. And then let me go back to the Louis Vuitton bag and show you what the inside of that one looks like. So there's like the tags. Let me get that out of the way first. Okay, so the inside of this, you have these like 2 compartments, and this handle is getting in the way. So you have these 2 compartments. The back one has like this slip pocket at the back, and then the front has nothing, but you do get this kind of like piece of leather that forms this tab for this flap to kind of like slot into. I feel like it's kind of hard to get it in there. I don't think it like truly matters. And some people actually like to wear this bag with the flap like on the outside too. I think like, especially with the bigger sizes, I think people are kind of able to almost train the flap to like sit outside. It might be harder with the smaller one just because like there's like less material to like form that curve. I just remembered one thing that I kind of wanted to like get your like opinion on, especially if you have like a Capucines in your collection. So what I have noticed with like a lot of pre-loved Capucines, or even if you like just like if you come across like any pictures of Capucines out there, there is like this tendency for the handle to kind of like straighten out, and it makes these two hoops on the side kind of like splayed out a little bit, and I want to try to avoid that if I can. Like when I got this, I was like, why does that happen? But then I was kind of like playing with the handle, like I kind of like bent it a little bit just to see like if it was like hollow inside, like why does that happen? And I think it's because this handle isn't formed around like a metal mold or anything that would keep its shape. So that's why I think over time it just kind of like wants to straighten out. And yeah, I want to try to prevent that from happening as much as possible. I honestly don't know why Louis Vuitton, you know, doesn't just like change the design of this a little bit, like put something that is inside of this handle that would help it maintain its shape. Like you don't see a handle like the one on the Coco handle like getting deformed over time. But yeah, that is a problem that I'm concerned with. And I don't know, I wish they would either like put something in here that helped it maintain its shape like permanently, or maybe like, you know how with like the Gucci bamboo handles, they usually like give this like kind of like rubber band type thing. I don't know what to call it exactly, but they give like this thing for you to like wrap around the handle so it kind of like keeps it in shape when you're storing it. So I was thinking about doing something similar, but I don't know if I could like wrap something around the handle easily. I was thinking of maybe like taking some ribbon and like tying it on these rings on the side, but I don't know, the flap kind of gets in the way. I just haven't thought of the perfect solution yet. But I guess what I'm saying is, if you guys have any ideas for the handle based on like how the bag looks, like anything you could like DIY, or if there's something that exists out there, or yeah, if you have like a Capucines and how you were able to like prevent the handle from like flattening, straightening out over time, whatever the case is, anything, I'm all ears, because yeah, I really want to keep this looking as, you know, in perfect condition as possible. But anyways, that's the entirety of this video, everything that I got for my birthday this year, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do consider subscribing for lots more content on luxury, handbags, jewelry, and fashion. And I'll leave 2 videos on the screen for you to watch next, so I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.